Good evening, Kien. It is Thursday, and welcome to the first episode of Third Space 2.0 featuring me, Danielle. So if any of you avid viewers are wondering what exactly this all is and what the point of this is, let me elaborate. Kien and I are going to mimic the style of the Vlogbrothers channel and Brotherhood 2.0, which involved Hank and John Green. We're going to come together once a week on this YouTube page and communicate solely via this through the end of May. Yes, I think that's what we decided. As you can tell, it's very up in the air at this point, so we're going to kind of play it by ear and see how it works out. If you don't like our channel, don't watch us. If you do, subscribe? How does YouTube work? Okay. So the first assignment for our little project here was to talk about how we first met each other, and since I'm not exactly good at talking to myself on camera and sounding like I know what I'm doing, I'm just gonna play it by ear, and if I sound like a man through the computer, that will just be how it happens. So, as you may or may not remember, I didn't know you before this December. I met you when you were living in Orlando, Florida, and I was living in Buffalo, New York, which I still am kind of doing while at university. Anyway, I happened to be in Disney World singing at the Candlelight Vigil, which is how I kind of met you. My choir and your choir and several other choirs came together in this wonderful, splendid Christmas choir fest at Disney World, and it ended up being really great. However, the first part of the trip was not, and I have you to thank for kind of redeeming the whole ordeal. The first part of the trip wasn't as Disney magical as I hoped it would be. I was struggling with a lot of anxiety issues at the time of Disney, and that was preventing me from actively seeking out groups to be with, so as a result I felt very isolated and very powerless against myself. But in addition to that, my cat Sassy had to be put down the day that we left for Disney, and that was just not a good thing. If you know me at all, you'll know that I adore cats in every way, shape, and form of the cat. So bottom line, that was not a good trip as a whole for me. That was a very difficult trip. So I think on either the second or third day we were there, we were supposed to spend the entire day in Epcot and then progress to the Candlelight Vigils rehearsals, which were generally not fun due to all the standing and just sweating and no, that was not a fun time. When I got to the Cambodian bomb shelter that is backstage Disney, I realized that I forgot my performance clothes on the bus. And I had my sunglasses on when I realized this, so I walked back over to the bus, went on, grabbed everything that I needed, and then, okay, I do a thing where I wear my sunglasses and then I decide that I want people to see my eyes because I think they're a very flattering feature of myself. So I will take off my sunglasses and then get blinded by the oncoming light. So I did this while exiting the bus. I took off my sunglasses and was subsequently blinded by the oncoming light of Florida. As that was subsiding, I looked over and lo and behold, you, Kien, were the first person I saw out of that flare of sunlight into my eyes. And you were very welcoming. You noticed me almost right away. So I made my way back to the Cambodian bomb shelter that was our rehearsal space, and you introduced yourself right away. You said, "Hello, my name is Kien, I am with the honorary choir. It's very nice to meet you. What is your name? Where are you from? What voice part are you? Blah, 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 etc., etc." So as I'm talking to you, the only thing that's really registering with me is, oh my gosh, this person is so friendly. I'm so glad that he went out of his way to talk to me when no one else that I've been with up to this point has done so. You know, I shouldn't really say no one, because there was this really wonderful group of girls that welcomed me into their group-ish thing about the second day in, and they were really friendly, and they made me feel a lot better than I had for the first 2 days, so that was really great. There were some nice people in Disney. So with this note of friendliness in my mind, it was very hard to comprehend that you would want to be anything more than friends with me, because you were being so friendly. Does that make sense? Was I wrong to assume that you wanted to be friends because you were being friendly? Is that the incorrect assumption here? So as history would have it, you did not only want to be friends, and I learned this after quite a lengthy discussion with you. We talked about science, we talked about choir, we talked about prospective schools, SAT scores, we compared majors, the usual humdrum, and then you said the thing. You did it. You said the thing I did not want to hear. I remember you looked me square in the face and you said, "So do you have a boyfriend?" To which I obviously said yes, because I did at the time, I still do, and it's the same one. So I said yes, and you said, "Oh, awkward. That's kind of why I'm here." And I'm thinking to myself, if he's only here to ask me to be his girlfriend, I don't really want to associate with this person. Is that also an incorrect opinion to make about somebody? So I don't really remember how we segued into you asking me that and then you leaving, but somehow you left, and my friend Sarah came up to me and was like, "What's going on? Who is that person? We don't know him." To which I said, "He's this person I met, and he just asked me if I had a boyfriend, and it got really awkward really fast." Upon hearing this, she said, "Wow, what words am I not allowed to say on here? We need to establish that." It started with a D and rhymes with sick. So after Sarah found out, that kind of became a constant point of conversation and entertainment for me and the girls that had befriended me, so sorry about that, but it was really funny at the time. In my defense, I went to Sarah and I said, he seemed very well intended, he was very friendly, and he was very honest with me, and I appreciated the fact that he was upfront about his intentions so we can hopefully continue the friendship from here. To which she said, "Oh my gosh, did you give him your phone number?" "I did not give you my phone number. I gave you my email address, which I now realize is very 1990s clerical worker of me, but that happened nonetheless. You found me on Facebook somehow. I don't know how you did, but you did. And then through Facebook, we sort of started a conversation, and you were very complimentary and just generally... you seemed flirty. I was uncomfortable with it because of what you had said, and you were just very in my face and energetic, and I was not used to that. And of course, having a boyfriend, that did not feel like a very welcome thing, so I told you right away. I said, "This is making me uncomfortable. I'd prefer it if you would stop being so nice to me," I guess. I don't remember what I said. You responded right away. You said, "I didn't mean to off-put you. I meant to express how much you interest me," and blah, 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 blah. So I said, "Okay." And that was the moment I realized that you were on Tumblr. I think it's safe to assume at this point that the rest is history, and I think it worked out for the best. I'm glad that we're still friends, and I can safely say to you that you are one of the most important people in my life, and I hope people at your new college in Minnesota will see you that way as well. But also not too much, because you're my best friend. Anyways, now comes the portion of the evening when I ask you a question for you to answer in your next episode. It can be as short or as long as you want it to be, and I think the question will be, Kien, who is your favorite Doctor Who companion? Tough one, I know. I don't think I could pick one myself. But that's about all I have to say today. I have quite a substantial amount of physics homework waiting for me that's due tomorrow. Well, good luck with school, and I will see you on Monday. Also, I assert that this video has the right to be over 4 minutes in length because it's important, it's the first one in the series, and because I said so.